Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Babel. We're bringing you the Philippines National Finals, and this is where we're actually going to get two teams to go on to represent the Philippines in the Southeast Asia Spring Qualifier. And this is game two, so we're going into a game between Renovatio 2 as well as Call Level Gaming. Defying all odds, CLG had a fantastic game number one. They made the best comeback they could be possibly imagine with the Rhaegar. So we're now going into game. Actually, we're going to draft first before we go into game, and the draft looks to be pretty exciting for me. It's going to be Infernal Shrine, so at least we got this battleground decided already. It looks like this has been decided by CLG. They feel like they definitely feel a lot more empowered right here. Renovatio 2 is one of those teams that is, I would say, favorite to also qualify and represent Philippines, but they are not really put in a good spot just now. It's basically Jaina, like the Ring of Frost as well as the birds not going through. All of those are real problems that the team had to face throughout the entire fight just now. Okay, so Inferno Shrines and the first ban on Diablo. Not sure what I have to say to that. Diablo getting banned is probably just unlocking Rhaegar and a lot of other heroes that's important. Now, Diablo is not bad on Inferno Shrines, but I don't think he is crucial to the objective, and I don't think that that's something that teams really want to consider because it doesn't help you achieve any of your objectives. It also doesn't really help you with roams unless you can get a Tyrannus, so banning out the Diablo is a little bit questionable for me. Here, Call Level Gaming should be looking to do a few options. The first few options that it can consider will be to ban out the Rhaegar and go for Uther etc. if Renovatio go for Liming. Actually, we are going into a remake of the draft. It seems like something is wrong, something's broken. So, okay. Looks like they picked the wrong map. And it's still CLG though, and they picked Dragonshire, but it's not going to be Infernal Shrines. And okay, so this is just an update from the Philippines site. Do apologize for the wrong link. My producers are doing that right here. They're fixing everything that they can. And yeah, so guys, thank you for tuning in. This is the Southeast Asia Philippines qualifier, if you could say it that way. And I may actually sound a little bit sick today because of the fact that I am getting a bit of a cough. I just caught a cold last night on the way back from Macau for my holiday. So here we are waiting for CLG to get ready before we go into this draft, but they are definitely looking really, really optimistic about a win here, and I think they can actually do it. If you are one game up against a favorite team, you definitely feel really good, and that's where I think the confidence is going to translate. So once that's done, we'll go into draft, but here we are actually still waiting for the draft to begin. And there we go, finally, Dragonshire, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, Renovatio 2 now with the first pick and ban. Dragonshire, a few heroes to worry about. Zagara, Rhaegar, Liming, maybe. Sylvanas is also big on this one. Hammer, it looks like Call Level Gaming has got a pretty good Hammer player, Cerebro. And Renovatio there definitely wants to be very careful about planning around a Hammer comp. And they did not see the Illidan coming, and Illidan actually did a lot of work there. So that worked out pretty well. Okay, so Rhaegar first ban here would be really good. I really like a Rhaegar first ban. It unlocks I think Rhaegar Liming should be banned out first hand on both sides. But that would mean Renovatio gets the Zagara, which, oh, okay, they decided to ban Zagara instead. And that's good. Zagara is just such a good hero right now in his current meta. A lot of push-centric touch to it. And also the vision's really good. Renovatio there denying Zagara, picking up Tassadar. That unlocks Liming, and you may actually still be expecting... Okay, no. They're going for Liming. Call Level Gaming, though. Is it going to be an Uther etc straight up pick? Because that's going to be hype. They have that option here. Nope, it looks like it's going to be Thrall, though. Thrall is pretty okay. I think Thrall would be a pretty good start as well, but nowadays teams don't really first pick Thrall in SEA. So we got Jaina getting first pick instead, and they're gonna stick to the guns um, and pick up Thrall. Now Jaina though, it was Renovatio 2's Jaina that failed the team in the last game. In this one here, it's gonna be up to CLG to prove that Jaina's not played like that. Now Tassadar getting picked up here by Renovatio 2, and we got Chun also being shadowed. Chun, wow. Nope, Uther. A few options going through their mind clearly. Uther would be a good pick. Uther denies a lot of things, and CLG, because they don't have the Rainer, they actually have the Rainer pick advantage, so they don't really have to worry about ETC Mosh. But you just saw Relentless Leader just now. I think it would have been a lot better if they just ban out the ETC straight away. Do they have any advantage if they pick up the ETC? ETC without Divine Shield, it's very hard to pull off a good mosh pit, so you have to be very careful. Plus, they can always pick up Rainer anytime, unless you want to have ETC Rainer, which would be a little bit of a different story. But right now, it does seem like it will be ETC ban, and I like that. I think ETC ban would would definitely allow Renovatio to go for other things like Greymane. CLG, they definitely need a support. Uther's already gone. Tesla's gone. They don't really have much option left, and they can afford to ban a support for sure. Now, I will not be surprised if Renovatio bans another support here. I think that's the key thing that they have to focus in, because 3 supports have already been decided here. Rhaegar's banned out. Tesla, Uther's been picked up, but nope, they're gonna ban out the Muradin regardless. I was actually about to say that yes, maybe not a Malfurion ban, but you want to consider what's the best support and ban it. I'm thinking something along the lines of Karazim or even Morales, but nope, it's going to be the Muradin. Here it is going to be Diablo once again for CLG. We did not see Diablo coming out of CLG before, but this could almost guarantee it to be a Diablo Thrall combo, which is very hard to pull off. Very, very hard to pull off. Diablo could also be looking for that Tyrande combo. There we go. Diablo Tyrande is a great pickup. It's very old school meta that's definitely a lot relevant today. This feels like it's the Chinese follow-up with Earthquake and Apocalypse. Renovatio opts for Chun. Okay, we're going to see the big panda. Some big boys coming into the game here. Chun, Uther, Tassadar, Li Ming. And you wonder why people actually watch Southeast Asian games. So many niche picks coming in here. This is really mind-blowing. Now, we got about 40 plus seconds remaining before Renovatio 2 picks up another hero. In case you're wondering why I sound a little bit out of breath, or I sound a little bit, weird today, that's because I'm sick, actually. I'm legitimately sick. Like, I feel like coughing every other second, but I'm holding it in for you guys. Now, Illidan gonna get picked up here. Illidan Chen has got a good follow-up. I like the fact that they're both very mobile and they can jump around the back line very easily. They also got 2 supports. However, you're going to be very careful, though, if they are jumping in front and who's carrying about the back line, because you can almost 100% guarantee that Diablo Tyrande is going to go in. And when Diablo goes in, Li Ming's probably in a lot of trouble. I like the Morales pick here. I mentioned just now that I would have preferred banning out one of 2. I think that Muradin Tyrande is not as scary, but you really restrict the support. It could be a Tyrande ban just now. It could have been a Karazim ban. It could have been a Morales ban. But nope, here CLG looking for that Karazim pickup instead. This is going to help keep the front line alive. And CLG with the aggressive plays, man, up against Chun. I cannot decide which team I like better. I see a lot of synergy in cloud level gaming stuff here, namely Earthquake Apocalypse. We've seen the Chinese teams perform this before, specifically Edward Gaming. Karazim, Tyrande, a lot of heals there. That's good. And on the side here for CLG, they also have the Jaina for burst. Now for Renovatio 2, I like the fact they got Chun, they got Illidan. Those are some really good picks. Chun and Illidan has got some good combo, but not in the current meta. They are trying to prove that they are ahead of the meta once again. Uther Tassadar with the support in the backline. Li Ming doing the burst damage. Now, if you look at it, it's 2 support up against 2 support. Who's the better support? I think it is Tassadar Uther. So it's not going to be easy for Jaina to burst down anyone at all. However, you got that Diablo going to the backline, and the fact that Chen and Illidan, when they use the skill, they are almost 100% out of position. That's where Thrall's going to be as well. That's where Taranda just needs to stay alive. She probably has to pick up sprint here. And Karazim is going to have to just secure a little bit extra support for that Taranda. Okay, so CLG up against Renovatio 2. Game number 2 here. 1-0 so far. Dragonshire. Do note that because it's Dragonshire, I'm not expecting big 5v5s. And because there's not much of a big 5v5, it's going to be up to the lane's individual ability to sustain and win the lanes. And so far, I would say for sure, on that count, Renovatio looks really good. Churn has got his healing brew. He drinks a lot. Illidan, it's pretty hard to take down. You got Uther Tassadar as well, leaning for sieging. It looks pretty good, pretty decent. CLG, though, they will have the early game advantage with the rotation going to place. That's something that would be key to note. And would love to see how that's all going to work out here. So Churn has got quite a few important things to note about him is that he actually should be going for Wandering Cag here. I would love to see Wandering Cag. But a Fortifying Brew is going to really just keep him alive. We've had some good... I don't think we've actually seen Chun so far in this tournament run, but last year, 2015, we've actually seen Southwind pull out Chun, and that's also a Filipino team, so it could be just Philippines meta, man. Individual lane-wise, would say that the early game, Renovatio is not looking to fight, they're just looking to stay alive. It's going to be up to Call Level Gaming to pick off anyone, and if they can do it, it will be great. But if not, they're going to have to really pay attention to how and where Leeming is at. And I think it's going to be key for CLG to pick off Leeming in the early phase of this game. Now for Call Level Gaming, though, it's hard for them. Because for CLG, they got to make sure that the rotation's strong and how it's going to work. Okay. So we're going into game, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be game number 2. And on the red team, we got what looks like Call Level Gaming, Freak on Diablo, Cerebro onto the Thrall, Mike Maggots, again playing as the, I don't think it's a Muradin, I can't really see it here, but it's pretty tricky. Myria onto the Tyrande, and Idgots, looks like he's going to be playing as the Karazim there. Oh, Mike Maggots is the Karazim, Idgots is the Jaina. That's confusing. And on this side for the blue team, it's going to be Renovatio 2. Leamington on the Testa, Jumpy Lion onto Illidan. Asurai playing as Chen. 4 onto Uther. Kaija will be your Leeming. And, well, fun fact, guys. Leeming's real pronunciation is not Leeming. It's Leemin, because it's in Chinese. And if you translate directly, it doesn't even have a G behind M-I-N. Okay, great overpower there, but not much of a shadow charge. Chun with the flying kick gets himself back into safety. Asurai making the plays. So far, you got Thrall on top. A bit of a trouble there. Jumpy Line jumping onto Cerebro. No arcane up connection. Could have been a bit of a burst there, but still no kills because Triumvirate's not picked up yet at level 4. 4 goes in, and speaking about that, that's a bit of a stun. Cerebro taking a lot of damage, and this arcane up will connect, and Thrall will go down. That's the first kill going in favor of RNV2. We may actually be witnessing a top lane push coming out from Renovatio 2. And for CLG, Thrall's causing them a little bit of a lost EXP on top. Bottom lane though, Frick, Myria, and Idgots doing a pretty good job pushing his lane. Chun's going to be here. He will be able to survive this one. Does have Fortifying Brew. And Thrall on top, looking like he is actually going for a chase here. Pops the Wind Fury, also lands the Feral Spirit, but no follow. Arcane Up does connect, and it looks like red team's going to secure the Moon Shrine, and we have got Renovatio 2 with the Sun Shrine. Mid lane looks to be pretty much split down the middle. Leamington having a bit of a lead here because of the range, but you just saw Daily Reach did its work. Leamington popping the Dimensional Shift. Freak should have moved to the left, would have been a kill there. That was pretty much expected, but nope, he went for the right instead. A bit of an overthinking on his part. Diablo getting caught out a little bit. Blizzard does connect a little bit as well. But hold that thought. We're actually going to see Jumpy Lion going on against Jaina. Jaina dropping a lot of HP actually. Freak now pulling back. Myra going to be okay, but not for long. Will go down. Tyranda's gone. Freak now pulling back again. The Arcane Up does not connect. Thrall was not with that fight the whole time because he went for the Shrine. And that's gonna just basically do nothing right now because you still have the blue team in perfect control of the Dragon Shrine here in the mid lane. 2-man channeling up the Dragon Knight, but nope, we still see the Karazim in place there. Some Arcane not being thrown out, not much being done. Bottom lane, Chen doing a pretty good job. Beauty of Chen is that he can actually win any lane pretty easily. Mike Maggot's going with the Radiant Dash to do a little bit of damage against Uther. Blizzard does connect on Leamington again. That's a lot of burst there. And is also pulling back. Meanwhile, top lane Cerebro in a lot of trouble. Does not have sustain up against Illidan. Looks like Illidan's going to go for this one, and it's supper for him. Thrall does go down. Bottom area, Freak, Myra. We talked about the rotation discipline coming from that Diablo to Ronda composition, but nope, we're not looking at it right now. It Doc's going in for a bit extra damage. Freak with the combo going into a Luna Flare. A Surai will go down. Meanwhile, they also lose Karazim in the mid lane. And you see 4 and Jumpy Lion knocking on the structures there. Should be pretty much okay. I think that, yeah, the tower's definitely going down. On the top lane, though, you see Cerebro just trying to do his best to stay and win his lane, but the push is already in effect. That's because of Testar as well as the fact that they had Illidan on the top lane. Illidan did a lot of work against that Thrall there. Meanwhile, Freak in a little bit of trouble. The stun coming up from Uther. And we just hit level 7, so we're going to talk a bit about talents here. If you pay attention to Li Ming's build there, hold that thought. Mike Maggots with a dashing strike again. Jumpy Line, a little bit of trouble there because the Blizzard connecting on the back line, but Freak not doing much, pulling back. Mike Maggots dropping a lot of HP. He dashing strikes out of it. Freak now in a lot of trouble. The heal's not in time. And Karazim, got to be very careful. He still has a second dash. Will be okay. Jumpy Line gives chase. Got to be very careful here. Asurai trying to secure the Siege Giants. It's going to be a Raid Dragon Shrine right here. With the Luna Flare connecting on some targets, but not enough for a kill. Arcane up also not connecting there. Back to more talent discussions. And Chen looks like he's playing my build with the Ring of Fire. I like this a lot on Chen because it does a lot of good AoE damage. There's also the Amplify Healing Regeneration Master. For Uther, it's a very standard utility Uther with Cleanse and Protective Shield. Illidan going for First Aid instead of the Thrill of Battle. This is his normal standard Illidan talent pickup. For Tesla, we are looking at that dimensional dip shift, with mental acuity. And hold that thought. For now, a little bit of trouble. Cerebro going in, but looks like that Dragon Knight summoning has been cancelled again by Karazim. Cerebro pulling back, Jumpy Line going in, and it looks like there's nothing much Thrall could do against the Illidan here. He has been using Wind Fury in the wrong timing because Illidan does have the evasion. That's not good. Arcane I'm not connecting. Kaija dropping a lot of HP. Meanwhile, mid lane, the fight still going on here. Leamington up against Karazim. And Leamington gonna be fine, but Mike Maggots pulling back, and we see Illidan coming in to secure this area. Great dive going to play. Luna Flare connecting, but it's not gonna be enough. Sentinel could be what's second best, but it does not connect as well. And then we have the first Dragon Knight of this game, RNV2, with a mid lane push going on. CLG, man. Don't think they actually have the correct answer to this threat here. Freak with the Shadow Charge. Gonna be very, very careful getting all these body block from Flying Kick, Dive, Sweeping Strike. These guys are just like house flies. They're all over the place. Sentinel connecting onto Asurai, but not doing a lot of work. Dragon Knight pushing the mid lane, while the rest of RNV on the bottom side. And Renovatio 2 just knocking on the bottom right fort already. Mid fort should still be okay. We still got about 15 seconds here. Leamington don't think can actually pick this one up. Karazim being tossed all the way in here and is in a lot of trouble. Pulling back up, but Disintegrate is going to be enough, and that's a great kick there. Some would say that you would not see that goal from half the field away, but that's just what Beckham does. And we got a 2-man stun from the Luna Flare. It docks in a little bit of trouble. We'll be okay. Arcane up cannot pass through the gates there. Freak looking for the overpower, and he gets it. Gotta be very careful because that's a Chen looking for the Flying Kick. And he also has got a Stump of Fire, but the Luna Flare will connect, and he got cancelled on the Heroic there. Freak now getting walled. A fantastic false wall. Here comes the Pharaoh Spirit. Freak still alive somehow, and we see the Metamorphosis going out, and it's still not going to be enough. 4 dropping a lot of HP, pulling back Cerebro, stepping on the Sonic Stomp now, dropping and will go down. Myra and It Dogs, there's nothing they can do up against a full HP Illidan with shields up. Everything that you ever dream about, your worst nightmare, he's right there. So we got that Dragon Knight gone already. The bottom right fort also down. Looks like RNV's in a good spot for this game. What call level needs is really just a level 10. They didn't have the level 10 for that fight, which is why they were so far behind. And it looks like it's going to be Shadow Stalk, 7-sided strike. I like 7-sided strike. It punishes Illidan a lot. Apocalypse also, and I would hope this is actually going to be a Earthquake, but nope, it is going to be Sundering. Still very Southeast Asian here. The Chinese would have gone for the Apocalypse with Earthquake. That would have been really good. Like Earthquake, you slow the enemy, you Ring of Frost, a lot easier to connect. You also have 7-sided strike, guaranteed 7 hits. Mike Maggots now with a 7-sided strike to save himself, doesn't get any damage done. And Jumpy Lion losing a bit of HP, but a fort will go down. Frick still wants to give chase with this kind of condition. Got to be very careful. And we don't see the Arcane up connecting because of the minions there. So good save by the minions. It's not like they actually intended it or anything. Cerebro top lane, got to be very careful. Blue team's kind of missing here. They also get 1 extra talent tier. And it is the Prescience. I'd like to point out Li Ming's build so far has been very, very wild and unexpected. It is going to be Dominance. Dominance is something I never expect to see because normally people will be going for Triumvirate rate. And Calamity does a little bit of extra teleport. It looks like it's a teleport build with Diamond Skin coming in level 16. Illusionist here. But you got to be very careful about this because while Li Ming is going to be able to survive, she does not have as much damage as the Arcane up. And this could be pretty evident here. 22k only. Illidan does a lot more at 24. And hold that thought, though. He does have Prescience. It's not going to be easy to kill Tesla right here. Surai coming in. Arcane Up's connecting as well. Frick with the Shadow Charge. Jumpy Lion going on the Frick there. Disintegrate connecting on the backline. Metamorphosis connecting on 3 targets. And also you're going to see the Sundering connecting there. 7-sided strike going down as well. And you see the Blizzard going down as well. Frick now dropping a lot of HP by Surai with a Storm of and Fire already in the backline. Ring of Frost is a complete waste of time. They're only stopping the Uther. Frick being locked out by a great false wall. And Cerebro dropping a lot of HP. They're pulling back once again. The Arcane Up does go in. And it dogs, man. That Ring of Frost saved the team. But the false wall managed to secure 1 kill. They are pretty glad it's the Diablo because he will be back into this fight. But I don't think anything can stop this Dragonite right here. That Sentinel could have stopped it. And Diablo was so close to canceling it on the top shrine. Very close position to be in. Now, 14 against 12. Looks like Renovatio 2 is looking at the bottom keep here. Gotta be very careful. Dragonite does do a lot of damage, a lot more damage 10 minutes in than the one before. But Frick's gonna be here. Leamington with the Dragon Charge pushing Thrall all the way back out. Asurai now just with the Fortifying Brew buying a lot of time. Mike Maggots does have 7-sided strike, sorry. No Sundering though. Ring of Frost up in 15 seconds. They're waiting for the Heroics to be off cooldown. And Mike Maggots taking a lot of damage. Keeps already gone. And Karazim still giving chase. Leamington now. They got almost everything they need. Great overpower. But that is a Tesla, and the Apocalypse does not connect on anything. 7-sided strike connecting only on the Illidan. It pops Metamorphosis is as good as new right now. Cerebro dropping a lot of HP. Sundering connects in the back line, but not much of a work there. Disintegrate also going down, but nobody dropping yet. Mike Maggots still at almost dangerous HP levels, and you see the double kick coming in the form of that dive. And also the flying kick, Chun and Illidan going at it. Frick now with the Shadow Charge, but they're also knocking on the core. A bit too greedy. Here we go to Storm, Earth, and Fire. 3 pennas, a lot cuter than 1. And Disintegrate coming out already. Core down to 75%, but nobody's stopping anything. Frick goes in. Illidan's already down. Cerebro giving the chase, and it looks like they are all going to build out. Going to be very careful. Chun respawns. 4 goes in for a stun. Nice Arcane Up, but different build. Would have been a kill if not for the teleport build there. We also just lost Tassadar in the back line. Nice Ice Block. 7-sided strike. Not needed, but Chun is gone. And that's a bit of a waste overkill, actually. 2 men retreating out from that fight. Renovatio 2 looking pretty much out of options there. They went in for the core a little bit too prematurely, and for CLG, 75% on the core, it's a pretty threatening position for them to be in, I'll be honest with you, but we still got some space for them. Now we got a replay, and we're going for it. Okay, so look at what's happening here. Jumpy Lion's the only guy that's knocking on the core. He firmly believes he can actually take down the core, but Blizzard connecting on multiple targets and 4 in the backline. Cerebro just giving chase regardless. And then we have Illidan going down. That's because of Jaina, and there was no way the support would have reached him. He was just so deep, diving the core again and again, just sweeping strike and diving, and switching sights so fast. Now back to real time. We just saw a blue team pick up a mercenary camp, the one on top, the Knights, as well as the Siege Giant on the bottom side of this map. Yep, Jumpy Lion spots out a boss attempt. Also see the Pharaoh Spirit going in. Gotta be very careful. You don't want to step out of boundary there. Jumpy Lion going to give the chase. Ring of Frost doesn't connect. Apocalypse does go down. Connects on 2 targets. Only a Surai now. A little bit of trouble, but he's trying to drink away the woos there. Also pops. The Storm of Fire comes back out. Nobody cares about the Mercenary Camp. Myra is going to go down. And the Sundering connecting in the backline though. We still see Chen giving chase. Dog's going to take the fall. Freak now pulling back. And Chen being played to a perfect T. Giving chase against Cerebro. Mike Maggots pulling back. Chen just respawn. And looks like they're going for core again. 15 seconds before Taranda, 20 seconds before Jaina. Can they stop this? It's kind of hard to catch the Illidan, and he's doing some work there, but it's the back line you really want to try and address. You see the Disintegrate coming from Kaija. That's the one that's actually doing a lot of damage to the core. Kaija with the aggressive teleport. It will go down out of position completely, and he's out. Jumpy Lion now taking a lot of damage. Uther already gone as well. The core still going down to Surai. And this Chun and Panda combo is just so much of a pain that they are also still alive somehow. 7-sided strike not needed. The core will go down. Renovatio 2. They want it so hard. They were going 100% tunnel vision the core. That's it. You have one job. Take the core down. They did it. Not like it's very hard. It's just 100% in some shield, man. So we are waiting for the last replay. But if you look at the damage, Liming did a work there. The problem here is that I think it could have been a lot more damage if Liming didn't go for Calamity build. I don't think that's needed. I think I like the Arcane up a little bit better. So you just saw a bit of rewind there. But Jumpy Lion going for the core. And I think this is where you could, if you're at the venue, you could hear Renovatio calling for core. Primarily, this is only possible because there's no Jaina. Jaina would have erased, wiped Illidan's face off the earth. You see that Divine Chill, nobody caring about Illidan for a good 5 seconds here. And they finally pinged the right target, but they also killed Uther first. Uther, in his ghost mode, healed Illidan back up to almost full HP. Oh god, and this 7-sided strike by Mike Maggots could have been a lot better. Could have been a lot better, but I won't blame him because he's dealing with houseflies. And you all know how it feels when you're swatting a mosquito. That's exactly how cow level feels, and I'm just citing this analogy because those are cows and those are flies, so they're helpless. There's nothing they could have done there. Okay, seems like we got a game number 3 between CLG and RMV2. We're back to square one already, and we'll be back soon. Shout out to sponsors Razer as well as Shop. We also got PLDT sponsors of the internet there as well as, last but not least, XSplit streaming and broadcasting partner, bringing you this epic tournament. This is the Philippines Finals, and I'm Babel. We'll be back shortly, so sit tight, stay tuned, and don't go anywhere. Behind ETC's retreat route has been denied. Also going to see the false wall coming out. Freak now taking a lot of damage. Jumpy Lion clones out a second. And the Panda count is overwhelming. This is like they're not even going to extinct anymore. Jumpy Lion knocking in the backline still. Cerebro pulling back. Asurai jumping all over the place. And boy, these Pandas can jump. Asura respawns as another churn. The pressure point connecting on to Mike Maggots. There are a lot of slow. The fake churn already going down. Asura going down. Now, I have a question. If you got 2 churn...